The tribalism it's the tribalism again. Yes, Rasmussen and Nacho have deficiencies, but let's not act like Pogba and Martial also didn't have deficiencies, and wasn't gassed as world-class players when they weren't.
Bro,
Can we stop mentioning Pogba in the same sentence with these people? This guy left us when he won a World Cup and came back. Like, can we just stop doing this, please? You're embarrassing.
It's crazy.
Crazy. You always support the channel, but come on, you're better than this.
Pogba's annoying as well because he could have been a great. If he went to Real Madrid, he would have been. It would have been a great, bro. You know what I'm saying? He ruined his career by going United.
He's the best midfielder in the world when we signed him. He was in the world XI at 21. What are we even doing here?
But I think you're missing Josh's point. It's if the best midfielder in the world can be damaged by a club's toxicity, why are we so spiteful to the players with less ability?
Because you have to be good, Terry, for me to think that, for me to say I failed you, I just have to look at you. I'm like, wow, you were so amazing before you came here. You were so amazing with your country when you were here. Fair enough, he wasn't amazing after he left because he had the whole thing going on with Juventus and the doping or whatever it was, the testosterone. But you look at his whole career, he was good everywhere except when he was playing for us. For me to say I failed you, you had to be something very good for me to look at myself and be like, I'm the reason. I'm the reason that you failed.
Can't fail.
So just to clarify your position, this isn't a challenge, it's a question, so the viewers don't get triggered. So it's only if you're of world-class level the club can foul you. If you're just a good to very good talent, you can't be fouled by the club.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Of course, listen, the club can fail a lot of people. I feel like the club, as example, has failed a lot of young talent over the years because we don't give them the proper development. But when you put Garnacho as an example in the same sentence as Pogba or Højlund, Rasmus and Garnacho were never the same talent as Pogba, let alone Martial. Let's not forget that Martial, when we bought him, Monaco was looking at him as a future Ballon d'Or winner. Like, they wanted to put in a clause where if he ever wins the Ballon d'Or, you got to pay us some money. That's how much they rated him. When Mbappe came in after Martial, they said we found the new Martial. People don't know. A lot of people don't remember these things. That's what I'm saying. When you say you failed someone, and you're talking about this type of talent, you gotta be like, you know what? You were very good. Only I ruined you because Pogba was a magnificent. Everyone else.
I understand that. I understand that stance. I think what people are referring more to, though, and I think we're missing the conversation they want, is this element of if the system and the managers and the bad coaching can damage the players that are supreme, to be really toxic and dismissive of the lesser talent, even though they're good. You know, look at the way everyone spoke about Scott McTominay this year. He's been one of the best midfielders in a title race so far in Serie A, right? So he would have been looked at as nowhere near the talent to discuss. Leaves Man United, suddenly everyone's saying, "Oh, why'd you let him go?" I ain't seen him play like this. I haven't seen him do that. And I think for me, that's where there has to be I always think you have to drop your personal view of a player and look at it more kind of holistically and say, well, no player's progressed. Everybody's gone backwards. Therefore, should we really be just saying, I look at, I'm just going to say Rashford, this proves Rashford I was right about. I think a lot of it comes down to this. And Pogba and Martial got this treatment too. I never rated Pogba that much. Him not making it is proof he was overrated. Some people don't like Rashford. Now what he's going through, this is proof he was never that good. But when it comes to the opposite and it's a player you like, it's the club ruined them, bad coaching. And I think a lot of the viewers, and the viewers can correct me if I'm wrong on this, feel that we change our energy depending on whether we like the player or not, as opposed to applying a little bit of an objective view of what's gone wrong.
No, I get that point, but that super chat wasn't making that point, Terry. If you bring that super chat up again, I'm sure it wasn't making that point. It was the previous one.
Stream proving this guy.
The first one made that point. The second one didn't, bro. It was talking about weaknesses and whatnot.
Done. I could do a whole stream explaining why the club failed Pogba and Martial.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The fact that Garnacho even made it this level, honestly, he didn't even get failed. He achieved more than he should have ever done. This guy is so limited.
But that's fair.
He's gonna look back one day and be like, I actually played football for Manchester United. Wow.
And it's fair you say that. And then let me ask you an objective view. Let's say he leaves and goes to Ati. They want to pay 60 million. Say he goes to Ati and plays really well for them for 4 or 5 years, scoring goals, helps them win league titles. Would you then say objectively, I was wrong, he's a top level football player?
If he turns it around and becomes a magnificent player that I didn't see, obviously I'm gonna look back and be like, how did he all of a sudden become something that I didn't see at his time at United? The likelihood of that happening is very minimal. There's like a 1% chance that's gonna
Again,
happen.
if I'd have told you this time last year that Scott McTominay is going to leave, join Napoli, be one of the best players in their team, be lauded by the Italian press, and pivotal to them being in the title race, you'd have asked for a straitjacket for me.
But he's not really. I mean, I feel like
Oh,
everyone's
he has been. He has been. I'm
There
only
was that
getting
one clip where he dribbled 2 players, and I haven't seen clips since.
Yeah, but it's not. He doesn't do that very often because that isn't the kind of player he is. But I've seen a lot of Napoli fans online over the course of this season raving about him, talking about him, buzzing about him. And I'm going off fan opinion here because I trust the fans more than I trust the media, to be fair. But look, I hear you on that. I did want to ask you guys very quickly as well. What did you guys make of Luke Shaw's video with Molly May and co? Because I've seen a lot of people angry about it.
Get a life.
Literally.
No, just
literally, man. People are just like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just must not be happy in their personal life to really care about something like that. I can't lie. That didn't bother me one bit. Like, that wouldn't bother me one bit. If my club was going through tatters and I'm seeing someone involved in their wife's TikTok, that's not gonna bother me. If it was his personal TikTok and he's making all these dancing videos and that, then I'll be like, I'll side eye it a little bit. But listen, man, you're with family. It's New Year's. He's a footballer, yes, but he's a person. At the end of the day, he can enjoy himself with his family and that, bro. It's not that deep. It's not that deep, man.
It's not that deep at all, bro. They did the same thing with a lot of other players, and this is when I keep the same energy.
Yeah.
They used to do that with Pogba when he used to put videos. Then, I mean, to be fair, even Pogba's was worse because he used to post it, so that at least made sense. Like I got asked to do a TikTok. Let's be honest, Don. If you're at a party and everyone's doing a TikTok and they come to you, they're like, "Yo, Don, you want to be in the TikTok? Are you gonna be the only dickhead that says no? I don't want to be in it."
Yeah,
come on,
jump in, man.
Just because he did a TikTok is not the reason why he's still out injured. Is not the reason why he not in 14.
Yes.
And it doesn't change the fact that he's still not going to play for us, and we still need to sell him. Just bro, please. It's New Year's. Focus on something.
It's like them people I saw on Twitter as well complaining, on Instagram even, trying to get onto Madison for going to the darts. And I'm like, bro, like, do you think these guys just mope around because they've lost the game? Like, they've got a life, you know what I mean? And the thing is, you want them to even forget about football for a little bit and just try, refresh their mind. And when they get back to work, they're back to business again, bro. You know what I mean?
No, 110%. 110% agree. Ray here says, unfortunately, it's graveyard shifts up front for us. So if you don't do something special, class as bad because we have to score goals on dull chances. Do you know what's really funny? Like right now, just in the short term, what I wouldn't give to have individual brilliance back at Man United again. I tell you, we got slagged off for that, but I tell you, we're missing a bit of that in the last few games. Staffy, how are we going to say listen and then not listen to what I said? If your wingers and midfield are shooting more than your strikers, you are second last in passes into the box. Eucharist will make better runs. Will Eucharist make better runs?
There's 2 ways to look at this. Number one, I told you again, Xerxes averaging more shots. Stop telling me everyone's averaging more shots than a striker when I'm telling you for the 3rd time right now, Xerxes averaging more shots. Secondly, when you say we're second to last, which I don't know, but if that's a correct stat, then that's embarrassing. When you're saying we're second to last in passes into the box, maybe, just maybe, you got to think of it. Do I have a striker that makes runs into the box for me to pass it to? Because if I don't pass into the box, it doesn't mean you're looking at it as like, oh, they're ignoring him in the box. I'm looking at it as he doesn't make the right runs in the box to get the ball anyways. So many times he lays off the ball and he stays outside the box. And I look at him, I'm like, you got to lay it off to your winger or whatever, run into the box. And then if you get the ball, you get the ball. More times than not, he doesn't even make the run. So who are they meant to pass to when he's not there? Like, come on, like, let's just be a little bit more realistic when we say these things. The games are there to be watched. Just watch the games. I advise this to you guys. The next couple games, not to pile up on Højlund or be mean to him or anything. Just, you know what? Just for the next couple games, forget the Liverpool one because it's tough. The next game after Liverpool, just watch Højlund. Be like, you know what? Today I want to pay extra attention to Højlund. Let me see how many times he's going to make the right run and he gets looked off or he gets ignored.
You know what? I just want to say quickly one thing on the Luke Shaw thing. One thing I hope that we stop doing in 2024 is the whole oh, if it was this player, people would react like this, but they're not reacting like this because it's this player. If it was Rashford, if it was Pogba, and no one just wants to give their own opinions on a subject and say, I think Luke Shaw shouldn't be doing this. I think this is fine for Luke Shaw to be doing this. It's all got to be, yeah, well, if it's Rashford, it's just agenda wars. It's pure agenda wars and just moral grandstanding online.
Do you know what, yeah. Do you know what you find for me? Often when we think of spectrums, we think one end to the other. And the older I get, the more I think spectrums are a bit of a circle. The people that will say, if it was Pogba, he would have got abuse. So essentially, therefore, I'm advocating or pushing or asking for the abuse of Luke Shaw. People like that, for me, both sides of that argument, scum. They are scummy people. They're bad of mind. Because your view is that I remember when Raheem Sterling was getting abuse in the English media, I was disgusted by it like everybody else. I saw people, though, go, I want Rooney and I want Kane. I want Rashford to get the same abuse. And I'm like, yo, no, we should be asking for Sterling to get the same good treatment, not everybody to get abuse. Mm-hmm. And I think it just shows your outlook on this world. And what I find really funny about the people today abusing Shaw versus the people that did or abused Pogba is they think they're a million miles apart from each other. They're the same person with just different preferences of who they want to be nice to and who they want to hate on. But their behavior towards people they dislike is as poisonous as the nastiness that's thrown towards people they like. They are all very nasty, poisonous people. I'm not talking about, a fan coming out of a ground who's angry that maybe says something that he doesn't quite mean. I'm talking about people in the middle of the day seeing a picture of a video of Pogba dancing at a wedding, or this TikTok of Luke Shaw, or I remember when Maddison was at Leicester and he got abuse for having a YSL bag that was see-through. Now, again, I wouldn't wear the bag. I don't see the point of a see-through bag. I don't want to see people seeing in it.
That bag was cold as well. I remember that bag.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea. But I don't care that he wears it. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyone who attacks people for stuff like that,
it's jealousy, man.
Stay away from them kind of people, man. Stay away from them.
Jealousy. It's pocket watching. You know what I mean? It's like,
I think part of it,
that item, so I'm gonna hate on it. That's all it is, Terry. That's all it is.
Part of it, when you're shit, when your team's shit, you want to target to vent your frustrations. That you want blame, right? So your Man United shit. Luke Shaw's doing a cringy TikTok at a wedding. Oh, look, this is it. This is the problem. It's it's just a target. It's a punching bag. And that's what fans need to vent, to feel, to get their frustrations out. So I think that's what it comes down to. I mean, I'm angry at Terry for making me have to watch that because I didn't know anything about it. He was like, and I felt dirty afterwards. Just it was so cringe.
No, listen, I hear you. Some breaking